Hi, I'm Dr. Rosemary, naturopathic doctor at Etobicoke Naturopathic Clinic. Today I want to talk to you about what happens when our body is challenged by a virus. So when we have a virus that first enters the body, and this can happen through the nose, through the mouth, through the eyes, our body is going to initiate something called the innate immune response. The innate immune response is a short-term acute inflammatory response. So what's the first thing that happens? First of all, our body's going to create heat or a fever. That fever signals the body to start to release other white blood cells, natural killer cells, macrophages, all of these things, cytokines are all involved in this innate immune response. Okay, we've got the fever going, we've got the innate immune response happening, and that's also allowing our body that time to identify and start to produce antibodies against the virus or really bacteria or other pathogen that's entered the body. It's a beautiful, wonderful process that our body's been doing for centuries. So fever is a really key part of this innate immune response. Fever promotes detoxification. We detoxify through our lungs, through our colon, through our kidneys, and through our liver. So we actually want to help and promote this in the body. If the body can sustain a temperature above 37 degrees Celsius, then it can stop or halt the virus and help to eliminate the virus. What's one of the worst things that we can do in this early stage of infection? Suppress the fever. And often people are using things like non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, Tylenol, Advil, aspirin, ibuprofen to suppress that fever. From the 1950s to the 1980s, it was observed that there was a high level of children or a high level of mortality in children due to influenza infections and other kinds of conditions like Reye syndrome. After the 3 decades, it was discovered that aspirin was the cause of this. Why is that? Because these non-steroidal anti-inflammatories suppress fever in the body and actually shut down the immune response that allows your body to create antibodies. If we fail to achieve that innate immune response in the first few days, then our body has to adapt, and it adapts into something called the adaptive immune response. The adaptive immune response means the body goes into even more prolonged inflammation. It's going to start producing even higher levels of these inflammatory lymphatic cells to kind of fight the infection. So let's use the lung cells as an example. These immune killing cells, or these immune fighting cells, not killing cells, fighting cells, will go into the lung to try and fight the virus that is there. And as a result, there's a lot of waste that's produced. This waste will be dumped into the surrounding tissue. Sometimes these cells actually die as well, which causes more things to be dumped into the surrounding tissue. This leads to fluid in the lungs, and fluid in the lungs is known as pneumonia. Okay. Not only that, our body actually changes other metabolic pathways because it knows I'm in this state of stress. We get the stress hormone cortisol produced, and longer term, it actually suppresses our body's immune system. So having a good, strong, innate immune response in the first few days is key for our body to fight any infection. Remember, our body has to recognize it, it has to respond to it, it has to create specific antibodies, and then it can recover. So what's one of the biggest things that we can do to help our body during that first initial phase, that innate immune response? Don't fear the fever. We want to actually encourage fever in the body. Yes, we want to do it safely, and I encourage you to work with your naturopathic doctor or other physician if you're unsure of this, but having a good fever generated in the first few days is a good idea. So, coming down with a few symptoms, feeling a little of that headache, a little bit of scratchy throat, a little ache and pain, you want to help the body with the fever at that stage. Donnie Yance is an amazing herbalist in the US. He has a great herbal bath formula for upper respiratory tract infections. He's taking 2 to 3 tablespoons of ground mustard seed, and he's putting that into a foot bath or into a full body bath. He's adding a few drops of essential oils, and these essential oils, please check out our video on the power of plant medicine, but we can use antiviral essential oils like tea tree oil, eucalyptus, lavender, thyme, frankincense, all wonderful oils for the bath. And then a cup of Epsom salts and a tablespoon of sodium bicarbonate or baking soda. The last 2 things are going to actually help with the aches and pains in the body. Create a really hot bath. Let the person soak as long as possible. Rinse them off at the end, again with warmer to hotter water, and then wrap them up in a sheet and put them to bed. This will allow the body to mount a really good sweat response and to help the body to sweat out this pathogen or this virus. Another medicine that, or another technique from the eclectics, and all modern medicine is standing on the shoulders of the great eclectics, which have told us, sustain the vital force energy and do no harm, is hydrotherapy. And hydrotherapy can be done when you're getting sick by putting cold cotton socks on the feet of the person who's getting sick, pulling wool socks over top of that, and then going to bed and sleeping all night. What this does is it helps to sweat and it draws things out into the feet. Again, you got to catch it in the early stage. We love infrared saunas here at Etobicoke Naturopathic Clinic. We use it for detoxification of all kinds, but sweating in the early stages of an illness is a great therapy. And finally, I've got one more down here. You can actually just use your home steam bath, where you're putting boiling water into a dish, you're putting some of your essential oils in, you're going to cover your head up, and then you're going to inhale, again helping your body to sweat. I hope you found this information helpful and useful. Please check our social media channels. We're going to be posting more tips and tools and techniques and information. On behalf of everyone at Etobicoke Naturopathic Clinic, stay safe, keep healthy, protect yourself and your loved ones. Thank you so much.